to get in contact with someone. A lot of people prefer email than phone calls. Phone calls is just a lot more personable than an email. But an email address is something that you definitely want to pursue to get on your guest sheet. Now, after you get the 2 phone numbers or 3 phone numbers, the more phone numbers you get, the better. As I stated before, you're going to say, what's your email address? Every now and then, the dealership runs special promotions just in case you don't buy the car today, or even if you do, they could email you with oil change offers, special incentives, something that you might not have been aware of before that might help you make a decision on purchasing your new car. That's how you're going to get the email address. Now, also on the guest sheet, you're going to have a trade information. What kind of vehicle they're actually driving right now. Even if they don't want to trade the car in, still get the information. If they're looking at a minivan, do they have a minivan that they previously driven? What year was it? How many miles are on it? What kind of options did it have inside of it? This is going to help you compare their new vehicle to their old vehicle. And it's also going to show you a buying cycle. If they're buying a new 2009 vehicle, their old vehicle is a new 2006, if you do wind up selling them the car in 2009 on that day, you know that in 2012 they're going to be looking for another car. That you should start giving them phone calls to maybe try to make another sale. Now, also as far as the options are concerned, you know, people nowadays with all the technological advances, if they had a 1991 minivan that had AM, FM cassette, cloth seats, and now they want to get into a car that has DVD players, navigation, alloy wheels, heated seats, leather seats, sunroof, you know, it's important for a salesperson to identify a need compared to a want, especially with today's economy. A need is something that someone dramatically has to have inside their vehicle because that's the purpose of buying a new car. Whether they're needed for the towing capacity, whether they're trailering a boat or a trailer or whatever the case may be, or they just had another child so they need a minivan for more space or more seats. That's the information that is a need for a customer. A customer not necessarily doesn't need a sunroof. That's a want. Now, if it came down to price, for the extra $1,500, is the sunroof going to make or break the deal? It might, but that's not a need. And sometimes you'll be able to convince these customers that they don't need the sunroof, that it's just a want, that they can actually afford the car, that it is in their budget. So those are important information that you're going to want to get. After you get that information, you're going to want to go up to the sales tower again, and you're going to tell the desk manager all the information that you just got out of the customer. And he's going to tell you a great job if you completed your guest sheet out fully. And now it's going to be time for the negotiation process. The negotiation process I don't want to get into too much right now because there's a lot to go over inside the negotiation process, so we're going to kind of skip over that, okay? But after you get your numbers from the desk manager, you're going to negotiate the car deal, and hopefully you're going to close it. When we mean close the car deal, that's going to be getting a commitment and getting them to actually leave you a deposit or to take the vehicle home that day. That means that you successfully made a sale. After the sale is complete, a lot of people, especially now in the car industry, tend to believe that the sale is over. The sale is not over once you sell a car. The sale has just begun. As I said before, the income potential in this business is unlimited. It's based on you and how much you want it. The reason that everyone is here today is because the people who interviewed you saw something in you that is motivation. Motivation you can't train. Motivation is either in you or it's not in you. Sales processes, phone scripts, how to sell a car, you could always be trained. You can master that art. Motivation you cannot master, okay? Now, motivation, if you are motivated enough, the income potential is unlimited. Now, if you sell 20 cars a month and the average buying cycle based on NADA, which is National Automotive Dealers Association, is 2.5 to 3 years, how many of the 20 cars a month, how many of those people could you get back in to increase your business in 3 years from now? That's why I say after you sell a car that the sales process just really begun, because you want to stay in contact with these people, okay? You're not going to want to not call them for 3 years. All of a sudden you find out that their car or their lease is going to expire and give them a phone call. You know, I know a lot of salespeople usually send out Christmas letters or thank you cards, or even just call up and ask for referrals. Now you became a friend with these people. You have a relationship with these people. They probably will not mind you calling them once every 6 months just to see how the car is going, if they have any questions, if they need to get a service appointment. Maybe they have friends or neighbors that love the vehicle. that all of a sudden you called up at the right time and their neighbor down the block was just looking for a new car and you called at the perfect time and you might get a sale that way. You never know. So the point of the matter is that you always want to stay in contact with these people to create the utmost buying experience and the utmost customer service. Now, customer service in this industry is lacked upon, and that is also what's going to differentiate you from the competition down the block. Like I said, my name is Saverio Russo. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you again tomorrow for more training.